Scream at me for 40 minutes on the phone? Enjoy getting investigated by the IT department for a data breach. When I was working for local government, I was manning the phones on the service desk. We were about to finish for the day. Like we were preemptively putting our coats on because we were about to sign off and leave. That's how close we were to 5 p.m. At 4 hours 59 minutes and 45 seconds, 15 seconds before the phone lines closed, someone decides to call the service desk. Let's call her Jane A. Jane had issues logging into her mobile phone. Okay, easy, probably needs a quick password reset. It'll take a few minutes to do and we'll be on our way. Oh boy, was I wrong. She decided that this was my fault, demanded to talk to the mobiles guy who had already left for the day at 4 p.m. and that was also my fault. Seeing where this was going, I popped her in mute while she was rambling and asked my manager if I could hang up because she was rude. My manager took this opportunity to listen in to the call from her desk, and what came was absolutely mind-blowing. For almost 30 minutes I was screamed at by Jane, who decided that she didn't want any of my help because it was all somehow my fault. I offered to pass it right over to the mobiles guy so he could pick it up first thing in the morning because if she doesn't want to go through troubleshooting steps to help her out, then there's nothing else I can do. More screaming continued. I was meant to go home 30 minutes ago and was now being verbally abused during my unplanned overtime. I killed her with nothing but kindness, which didn't work. She agreed to let the mobiles guy pick it up after another 10 minutes of screaming. We hung up and I broke down because I was so angry I couldn't say anything to her. I was in tears. My manager was furious with her. Worst of it all is she's a colleague. She couldn't believe that she'd speak to a colleague that way. The next morning my manager brought in a box of chocolates for me and went straight to our department leader to complain. I got a letter a week later from Jane, apologizing to me. Then all of a sudden, she disappears. No Active Directory profile for her. She'd been fired. Turned out she was actually using another colleague's account for her mobile phone and accessing their files. Jane's colleague, who also shared the same first name, let's call her Jane B., worked in child protection, and Jane A. was accessing files she had no business getting into. Massive GDPR breach. She got hold of Jane B.'s username and password. She passed all the security checks using Jane B.'s information and got herself fired. All because she couldn't access Jane B.'s mobile phone and threw a fit to the person who had enough patience to let her scream at them for 40 minutes. I got extra pay for those 40 minutes, a box of chocolates, an apology, and she got herself fired for verbally abusing me and getting investigated by the IT department.